haven't been on here in a few days, and I wanted to share with you why. Now, some of you may not care, and that's fine. But so I've gotten a lot of interaction, a lot of questions in regards to what I've been doing, and so basically over the course of this weekend, I've been struggling with a decision. When I first started moving down this road of coaching, I had something in mind. And that something required me to do something, required me to advance in a way that, well, it was an unpredictable time frame. As many of you know, I spent most of last year working on developing and growing as a day trader. And there's a lot of history for me with this. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but 25 years ago, coming up on 26 years ago, my dad passed away. And he was a commercial real estate broker, but he had developed a day trading strategy on the side, and it was going really well, and he was actually managing a few people's money, and it was kind of it was becoming this blossoming thing. Anyway, when he got sick, he got cancer, and within 7 weeks, we lost him. And so there wasn't really a lot of time to say, have him teach me or any of these things. But he kept diligent notes. He was a lot more organized than I am or ever have been or probably ever will be. And so he had these diligent notes that he took and that he kept in this process. So one of the things that I did after we lost him was this was kind of a way for me to kind of keep close to him in some form or fashion. I learned his strategy, and it was good. So good, in fact, that within a few weeks, literally, my mother basically handed over everything that he had left her. And some of you may have heard the story, and if so, bear with me. Within a few months, we had taken everything that she had and turned it into close to $700,000. It was about $100,000 to begin with, so about 7x in a few months using the strategy. Now, bear in mind, I had never day traded before. This was not something that I had experience in. I literally learned his markers, his you get in here, you get out here strategy. And so we got pretty excited, needless to say. So continued on. Now, this was in 1998. As the year progressed, it started taking a turn, and instead of pretty much winning every trade, I started losing every trade. And within a short period of time, I had lost all of the $700,000 to include the initial $100,000 that she put in. So basically, I wiped my mother out financially. In a brilliant idea, we decided that it had to be a fluke. Losing all that money had to be a fluke, not making it, because that's what we wanted. So we leveraged her house and took out basically everything that we could. And I proceeded to lose all of that as well. So a few months after my mother losing her husband, me losing my father, I had financially devastated her. Now, we're all good now, 26 years later. But as far as trading goes, that had a very significant emotional, deep scar on me. And so over the course of the last 15 years or so, I kept trying to get back into trading. It didn't go well. Every time things would start to look like they were going in the right direction, I would kind of have this sort of, my discipline would go and I would kind of I would melt down. Some of you followed me over the course of the last year, probably saw me do this live online several times. And so it's been a bit of a struggle. And when I started going down the road of being a coach. Really what I wanted to do was I wanted to take people who were experiencing things kind of like I did. Now, hopefully not to the extreme that I did, but help traders deal with the psychological aspects of trading, getting the mindset right, and improving the results from their trading. The problem was, in order for me to realistically coach anybody who was going to be a trader, I had to have a certain level of results as a trader, and I wasn't getting them. And so I decided to make a transition into something that I knew a lot about, which was fixing the marriage relationship and the relationship with the kids. This is something that I'd spent the last 3 years working on diligently. And I felt pretty good about that. In fact, I still feel very good about that in terms of a mission, in terms of a desire. But it's not what called me into this place to begin with. And so over the course of the last week, as I've been getting more and more vocal and more, I guess, deeper into this process, as you guys have seen me go live, as you guys, for some of you who are on the trading channels, this has been taking place on my personal social media, for whatever it's worth. And so I got so far down the road that there was kind of this, all right, well, now I'm committed this way, even though I never lost that draw to the world of trading. In fact, as many of you know, I'm still deeply ingrained in the world of trading. I actually host a live trading show on Benzinga's YouTube channel on Monday mornings, Mondays 11 o'clock Eastern time. It's the Trader Bacon Show, where I interview successful traders. This is not a plug for my show, although if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out, particularly if you're a trader. And I will make sure that there's a link on all the GAC Trading Pro channels. So if you are not following me on any of the trading stuff and you would like to, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, Twitter, whatever, I'm GAC Trading Pro. Anyway, so I work with the world's largest trader funding company out there. I'm an affiliate for them. So my world still, I spend a lot of time in this world of trading, and I got to the point where I was really splitting my focus and my attention. And I don't think for me that was fair either to the coaching program that I have wanted to build or to the trading side and the things that I do there. And so I came to the hard realization that really where I'm called to and really what I want to do is be a trading coach. Not that I will teach traders how to trade. I'm not that guy. And the reality is I'll probably never be that guy. But in order for me to do this, I really do have to post some results. I need to take everything that I've been doing in the world of coaching, and I need to focus that attention very deeply, aggressively, and heavily into the world of trading, and show you, all of you, how effective this is. So this required a bold declaration. And the reason I haven't really followed my calling in this realm up until now is because I have to commit to, well, becoming a powerful trader and doing all of the things that I need to do that I would coach somebody to do in order to develop their skills as a trader. Which leads me into the unknown. And that's a little bit scary for me, which is why I shied away from this, which is why, in fact, I haven't traded since November. So for those of you who are following the trading journey, that's why. I had a freak out moment and I felt inadequate. Now, I will tell you, everything that I have learned from the frame of coaching applies to trading, without a doubt. My skill as a trader notwithstanding, my skill has been bogged down by a handful of issues, to include the story that I told you when I started this. But more importantly, my relationship with trading has been sort of guided by one of my best friends in the world, Daryl Martin, who is one of the most prolific traders I've ever known. He and I co-founded a trader education company about 15 years ago, which I had to walk away from before we took off. Many of you know this, which was Apex Investing. Apex Investing ultimately led to Apex Trader Funding, which is a trader funding company that I do a lot of work with as well. So all of this is sort of interrelated. Now, I don't have any sort of equity with Apex Investing or Apex Trader Funding. I ultimately, with Apex Trader Funding, I never have. And so I've been in this space because I believe very deeply in it because of my experience that I had early on. But learning these skills that I've learned as a coach and living these skills that I've lived as a coach and applying them to trading are not necessarily the same thing unless you 100% focus in on it. So what I have done is I have taken the guidance of my good friend Daryl Martin, who has taught thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people how to effectively trade. And I was reliant on one facet of it. I learned a trade setup, how to execute it, and I got really good at it. I mean, when I was not in my own head, I was winning about 82% of my trades, was my last stat. So it worked. But what I didn't do is I didn't build that solid foundation, which is understanding the dynamics of supply and demand, of support and resistance, of some of the more analytical parts of understanding trading charts and things like that. I have a very, very basic and loose knowledge of all of these things, but not the type that would indicate I have done the work, which is what I would coach somebody to do, to have a better understanding of this so that no matter what strategy I utilize, I have filters in place that help me be more effective at doing so. And the confidence that comes with that to not freak out when I'm having a rough patch or I have a few bad trades in a row, because that's going to happen no matter what your strategy, no matter how good you are, you're going to have those moments. So, January 29th, 2024, I am making the declaration. I am a trader coach who is not yet in business, because I do have to basically, I've got to get there as a trader before I can really effectively lead someone there. I have to apply everything that I've learned and done, which, by the way, makes for great training and coaching and development for marriages and families and relationships. But I have to take this and I have to apply it specifically to trading. I have to show you that it works by, well, doing it. So I will be back into the world of trading. I'm going to do that foundational work that I neglected 25, 26 years ago, that I neglected 15 years ago, that I neglected 7 or 8 years ago, the last time I really made a big go at it, and that I neglected all of last year, which ultimately has led me to a place of stagnation in the world of trading and led me to not take all the steps that I know I need to take to get past one of these, well, current hurdles that are basically is where I am in the world of trading. So my hope is that for those of you who were following the trading journey before, or maybe for those of you who weren't and would like to, come follow me. I've had a lot of fun with it, but now it's time to get serious. And I'm not going to immediately start trading tomorrow, but I will start live streaming my trading sessions as best I can. A lot of this is going to boil down to what I ultimately develop as the strategy that I'm going to be using moving forward, or whether it's the same one I was using before, or whether I'm going in a different direction based on what I learned when I'm building this foundation. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove to you that what I teach you works. So I have a distinct vested interest in making this happen. But I'm no longer going to be afraid to take this stand and to move in this direction, knowing that this is the direction that I've been called to move in. So, there you go. Now, for those of you who may have seen some of my previous stuff and were considering talking to me about working with you in some form or fashion in terms of relationship, if that's something that you want to do, shoot me a DM. Let's have a conversation. Because this is not the direction that I'm going to go in, there's maybe something that we can do. It'll be in a formal basis, but since I'm not going to be real focused on building my coaching program right this minute, I can take on a few people one-on-one. I won't charge what I would normally charge for it. And if you want to have that conversation, we can sit down and have a call. I can't do it with too many people because my focus, of course, is going to be in the world of trading. But if you have been following me this far and you have just been hesitant to embark on that question, I just, in good conscience, I can't leave you high and dry. So yes, I have the skills and the ability and the experience because this is what I've done in my marriage and with my children. And I don't want to close that door on you if that's something that you've wanted to talk about. That said, moving forward, everything is going to be geared and transitioned towards trading. As far as going live, I'm going to start doing so on the trading pages. I'll probably do it here on my personal pages as well for a little bit, and then I'll transition and move everything. I don't know. I'll probably just do both. But again, if you want to follow along on the journey as far as watching me trade and all that kind of stuff, just best bet is just go to Facebook, and it's GAC Trading Pro. I'll make sure to put a link on all of my personal social as well, just to make sure that everybody's got access to that wants it. You know, sometimes it just takes that bold statement of, this might hurt a little bit. This might embarrass the shit out of me. This might... The reality is that if I don't get somewhere in my trading, this pretty much puts a big damper on my coaching career, at least in this respect. And this is what I know I'm needing to do. So that's the level of commitment that I have in doing this. And so I hope that this helps you understand maybe why I've been, I don't know, kind of goosey on some of this and just trying to put a square peg in a round hole. And it was just, it just was, I was there. I just wasn't as there as I am in the world of trading. And I have a lot of reasons for that. But one of the biggest ones is that I know the type of freedom that trading can provide, but I also know the type of pain that world can provide if it's not going well. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to me. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. God bless. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. You'll start to see me back in here consistently again as I figure out exactly where everything's going to show up. You know what? Fuck it. Maybe it just shows up everywhere, and that's just fine. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I will talk to you guys soon.